The history of Sparta is a story of strength bought at a very high price. They won, but at what cost? Childhood ended at 7. The weak were not spared. A boy just learning to walk suddenly found himself in a system where mistakes cost lives, where friendship was a privilege of the strong and weakness a crime. They were taught to endure pain, hunger, and fear. Every day was an exam, every night a test. Imagine a cold morning in Laconia. A boy sleeps on bare ground, no family around, only the shouts of elders and the crunch of snow underfoot. This is how the Agoge began, the training system that turned children into soldiers. There was no right to tears, to weakness, to pity. Every step measured endurance, every glance measured courage. And this was not just a harsh school, it was a philosophy of life. Sparta taught strength above all, and the price of this strength is your humanity. But Spartan strength was not only physical, it was ritual, almost magical. Before battle, Spartans sang war hymns to synchronize hearts and intimidate the enemy. A regular Spartan knew that fear is the enemy's tool and discipline is his shield. Their hair was worn long to show freedom of spirit, even if the body was under total state control. They ate black broth, blood, vinegar, salt. To us, it's horrifying. To them, endurance and strength. Imagine a Laconian boy named Leonidas, future king, who at 7 endured beatings and training that would have broken any ordinary person. Every day of the Agoge tested physical strength, courage, patience, and even cunning. Spartan youths learned to fight bare-handed, throw spears, and run tens of kilometers across mountains and valleys. They stood guard at night, watched over the camp, and learned to endure hunger. Some historians say Spartans ate only once a day to train willpower and resistance. Among famous Spartans was Cleomenes III, who in 235 BC tried to reform the city to restore ancient strength and discipline, showing that Sparta was not only martial skill, but also politics. Did you know Spartans forbade their citizens from doing crafts? All attention, only war and the state. Sparta was small, but its army struck fear across the Peloponnesus. 300 hoplites of Leonidas stopped the Persian army at Thermopylae. Every soldier knew falling was not only death, but shame for the family. Back to the children. Boys were trained from 7 to 20, then remained soldiers until 30, ready to die for the city. Girls also underwent strict training, running, throwing discs and spears. In wartime, they had to be strong and capable of giving birth to future warriors. In Sparta, physical strength in any body was respected. One rare document tells how Spartan mothers said to their children, "Return with your shield or on it." Today, centuries later, this spirit returns. In the 21st century, clubs appear where teenagers undergo a mini Sparta, 30-kilometer hikes per day, overnight stays in the open air, spear and sword exercises, training to exhaustion. No phones, no mats, no right to weakness. Every step is a trial, every jump a challenge. Parents pay thousands of euros for their children to experience what Spartan boys endured. But this is not just sport, it is a philosophy. Seek discomfort to become stronger. Some teenagers fall, some give up. Those who continue return changed, stronger, braver, more resilient. Ancient Spartans used psychological tactics to frighten the enemy before battle. Marches, war songs, synchronized formations, all affected the enemy's psyche more than any sword. Modern clubs reproduce this, training to military marches, choral singing before trials, rituals of strength and courage. Pain rituals were part of training. In Sparta, adolescents could be whipped to blood. Today it is forbidden, but there are ice challenges, standing knee-deep in cold water for 10 minutes to test endurance. Those who could not endure were expelled. Coldly. Today, adults worldwide create Spartan clubs, undergoing months of preparation, running in heavy armor, wrestling, spear throwing, overcoming pain and fatigue. No soft mats, no hot showers, no excuses. We learn to avoid discomfort. Spartans teach, seek it. True strength is born only through discomfort. Participants of the club say, after Spartan training, you stop fearing cold, fatigue, and pain. One veteran said, after this, I felt 20 years younger, not in body, in spirit. But the history of Sparta is not only about physical strength. Slowly, with a pause. It is a story of discipline, responsibility, and rigid morality. Every Spartan knew the price of his freedom and the cost of his life. Modern clubs try to revive this spirit. They create conditions where a child or adult faces challenges that break the usual world and shape character. There are no movie heroes here, no beautiful scenes, only cold ground, dew on your face, and the thought, will you endure? People spend months in preparation, sleep outdoors, eat minimally, train to exhaustion, all for one goal, to be stronger than yesterday. In ancient Sparta, weakness was a deadly luxury. Today, it brings personal defeat, loss of self-respect. But can Sparta be fully brought back in the 21st century? Intriguingly, can we force a modern person to abandon comfort, technology, and the familiar life for strength and endurance? People try, and they discover what ancient Spartans knew millennia ago. True strength is born only through pain, fear, and deprivation. The history of Sparta is not myth, legend, or a history textbook. It is both a warning and an inspiration. And everyone who decides to go through mini Sparta feels its spirit on themselves. Strength is not gifts, comfort, or joy. Strength is trial. Now imagine standing on the very hill where 300 Spartans held the Persians, and you realize fear can be defeated. The history of Sparta continues.